Hi, guys. Ronda Winstead here with you. Hello, hello, hello. It is good to see you, and I hope that you are doing well. So, as promised, I put something on my Instagram several days ago showing these book pages that I have altered and using quilt blocks, some small quilt blocks, paper pieced quilt blocks that I had. If you've been following me for quite some time, you know that I have been cleaning out my studio, making it more efficient, paring down, getting rid of a lot of things that chances are I'm never going to use in my lifetime. Um, and so I've just been in a mode of sharing. I've put on several uh, postage boxes, the priority mail, um, and have been sharing those with many of you. And thank you very much for your support that way. And I do still have some of the priority mail boxes that I put on recently. I've still got one or two of those I think left in case you're interested in that. And I will be putting more on because I have a lot more stuff. Oh gosh, our stuff, you guys. I think it just kind of starts to weigh us down. It did me. It did me. And with everything that I've got going on with the cancer and whatnot, it's like I just don't need having all this clutter. So, getting back to these pages, they originally start this way. These are my altered book pages that have been really quite popular. And I want to thank Gail Agostinelli. She's amazing. I know you love her. I do too. And she has highlighted my pages on her channel a few times. And I have just been very grateful. She has been a wonderful source that many of you have come um, to know about them and to support me in that uh, process. And I appreciate it very much. And I do have a video, I think two videos. The first video, I'm just like really long, drawn out, wordy. Sorry. Sometimes I get wordy. But I do believe I had a second video too. Anyway, I'll look for those and I will link those in the video below, uh, in the description below this video, that you can look at if you want to make your own. Um, if you want to purchase some, just message me. I will be happy to put a listing up for you. I don't keep them as a permanent listing because that's all I would do is make book pages. And while I enjoy making book pages, I like to do other things as well, such as visiting with you through videoing. So anyway, but I don't want anybody to feel like I'm not listening to you and that I would not help you, because I absolutely will and would if I can. So just message me through Etsy. Okay, so this is the basic page, and this can either be coffee dyed and ink dyed, or it can be plain like this. These pages can be written on. That's one of the main reasons that I started doing these in the first place, was how to use up more book pages, because I think most of us, we get more book pages than what we can really use. You can make a lot of pockets, you can make a lot of tags, you can make a lot of collaging and whatnot, but there's still a lot of book pages. So I'm always trying to come up with some different um, ideas and things to make them fun, and switch them up just a little bit. So recently, as I've been going through my quilting things, I have these quilting blocks that I have made back in the day, paper pieced blocks, lots of them, lots of them. And I will be sharing these in another, some of these in more priority mail. I'm going to be doing more with my quilting um, blocks and things too, because there again, I want somebody to be able to utilize them. Okay, so what I've done is I have just stitched on, and then opening the page, I found some fun images on Pinterest and just uh, put some. This is a paper image. You could put more fabric, you could do whatever you want. You could leave this blank and just have this as a writing, you want to put a special message or something, and you put it right there. You could put a picture, whatever you want to do. This is just something that I thought was fun and a little variation. So I'll just kind of go through these real quickly, show you, and then we will make one together. So I have just, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. And you can see that they're all different. This particular one is a little variation of my normal book page. I was trying something different, and I was actually using sandwich bags to cover my book pages. That's why you see this here. This is where they came together. And because of it, I was able to create a side tuck or pocket. So this is kind of fun too. Something different, but still in the same lines. And just, can you hear the crunch, guys? La, crunchy, crunchy. This I love. I love this. Coffee dyed, and these images that I just found some, non-copyrighted images on Pinterest that I liked, that I thought would kind of go nicely with. You've got some of these wonderful colors and reds and the blues, and so I thought that went really well with this. Here's another gorgeous one, and just another flower image. This looks like a tulip to me, something of that nature, and these of course are pansies, but they're flowers. And then this is a bit different. With the paper that I used, this was not actually a book page. This was a leftover kind of a painty paper. And what I did was I collaged on it. You can see through the tracing paper. And then I put tracing or deli paper on top of that and stitched around, and then, used my coffee dye and ink to give it a little bit more personality and a little more texture. So these are super fun. I hope that you will consider making some, and let's just do it. Okay, so here is my freshly stitched page. And what I like to do is I would look at my blocks and see what I might like to use. I love these log cabin. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. But maybe, well, let's just look at some of these and see. We got a boat. We've got a cat eating a watermelon. Here's another one. These are cute. That's pretty. Got a ladybug and a watering can. I had a lot of these were done back years when I was doing a lot of block exchanges in some of my sewing groups. Isn't this cute? With the apple with the bite out of it. Another ladybug on a leaf. Just all kinds of. This looks like a beet in the garden. Tree. mailbox. Oh my goodness, just all kinds of fun things. Here's another watering can and a bird house. These I had already taken the papers off. These, the papers are still on them. And this is its own thing. Paper piecing is its own thing. And then here's some blocks from I used at Christmas time for some towels and different things. Okay, lots of. So to keep this so that it's, oh golly. So like I said, I mean, I have to share these because I'm not going to use them all. I don't know if this will make sense to you, but that's supposed to be like an Easter egg, kind of. I maybe should have done it so that this, do another little whatever and have that be white. That would look a little bit more like an Easter egg, wouldn't it? Well, okay. This is pretty. But some of these where they're kind of on a slant, then I would want to put them face up on here. And that might be a little bit too much because that makes this page needs to be bigger because I want to have a nice frame outside of the block that we put on. So let's go ahead. Oh, there's some of my Easter eggs. Those look a little nicer. Aren't those cute? Got some fun. Anyway, okay. Let's go ahead and do one of these. Okay. So what we'll do first, and just take a peek, see at this. So you've got a nice little border around so you can see the paper. If I were to put, well, let me try just to show you the difference on size of paper. If I'm using a smaller page and I do this, it it could still work, but in my mind it just seems a little overpowering. uh, this a little too small for this. I just think it fits nicer. This looks oversized, and this to me looks just right. But that's up to you. But that's just to show you, you know, the size of block. And I also want to mention to you guys, if you don't sew, if you don't do blocks, if that's not your thing, that's okay. Find some beautiful images and do something with them. You can absolutely even just glue this down if you want. This is a beautiful paper image. So you don't have to have a block, a quilted block, anything of that nature. You can use wonderful images and it will look very pretty. It'll look really nice. You can cater it to different themes, whatever you want to do. Okay, so the first thing that I will do is I will, with my glue stick, by the way, you guys, I ordered from Blick Company some Blick glue sticks. And I've never used one before. I hope they're going to work because I do love this Elmer's all-purpose glue stick. I use that a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's see, let's bring it down. I think I want to show this. This says Fanny's First Play. So I'm going to secure that down. And then I'm going to go over to my sewing machine, and I've got the brown variegated thread on my page. And so I'm going to use that same brown variegated thread and just straight stitch around here. So let me do that. I'm not going to put the machine or the video on pause while I do this. I'm going to do it so you can hear. Yeah. And let's see. Let me see if, well, you know what? I am going to put this on pause just a sec. Okay. So I've moved my camera just a little bit so that you can see this, hopefully. And I am just giving this a straight stitch around. And of course, if you are using a paper image, you know, that's just fine. I'm sure it will be just as nice, just as attractive. So I don't want anybody to think that if you don't sew that you can't do some of these fun things. You just have to be, you know, just make adaptations. And by the way, if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy it here. I think we have a great time. I think my subscribers are absolutely amazing. All right, so you really can't see that well, but let me show you. We've got this down. Now I'm going to put this on pause while I swing my camera around, and then I'll be back. All right, so we just need to clip. And that's another thing. If you don't want to clip your threads, don't clip them. If you want that extra texture and whatnot, that's great. One thing that I do, always do, and if you watch a video of how I make these pages, you'll see it in there because I talk about it. On the underside of my stitching, I always use a press. This is just a wooden press for sewing. I always use this, and you can see where it's worn. The other side, this is how it's supposed to look, and this is how it looks after pressing a bazillion altered book pages. But I just like to do that because it smooths it down, and I love the feel of it. Okay, so we've gotten ourselves this window, right? So this is where you can put another image on. Like, for instance, look how cute that is. Love that. I don't have a lot of these images. You could also put another block if you wanted to, but for this purpose, I think this is just fine. So I think we will go ahead and we'll glue this on, but I am going to go ahead and ink around my edges on this one. I don't always ink around the edges. I used to, and then I got lazy, and then I got where I didn't necessarily like the look of it all the time. And now I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm just sort of like, yeah, it's cool. I do both. It just depends upon, you know, what I'm working on as to whether, you know, I actually do it or not. But I like this for definition to make it stand out. And just as a reminder, guys, store your ink pads upside down so the ink goes to the top instead of the bottom. I've mentioned that many, many times, but I'm going to still mention that because I know there's lots of people that I love that I watch on YouTube, and they don't do that. And it's like, oh, You really need to. So let's go ahead and glue this. Don't be afraid, get plenty of glue on it. I like to use a dry glue so that it doesn't wrinkle my paper so much. Let's see, let me move this a bit. This away, this away, this away. Mm. Okay. And we will just put this right here. Just try to center that. And there you go. How easy, you know? Okay. So, um, it appears that my camera is going right now. It's kind of going in slow motion. This is really strange. There's so many things for my hubby to check out on my videoing. But I just thought that this was just such a super fun thing to do. And I hope that you will take the opportunity, you guys. Do something if you've got fun little orphan blocks. In the quilting world, we call them orphan blocks when they don't have a specific home. But definitely do. Give yourself some fun. Make some of these pages to add to your journals. And if you haven't, please subscribe. And I hope you'll like my video and share it with others and give me a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Okay, guys, I love you so much. And I hope that you have a fabulous rest of the day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.